An ordinary deal for $300. Then 2 bodies, snow, and a folder in the archive. $300. Monday, January 13. Tom, a mechanic from Fremont, Nebraska, walked around his garage in wool socks pulled over Red Wing boots. The heater clicked. On the wall hung an old calendar, last year September, a cornfield picture. Tom only changed pages in February. He took his coffee mug. A faint ring of cream sank at the bottom. The radio mumbled about a snowstorm. The car stood half in slush, a 2001 Ford Taurus. Tom popped the hood. The oil looked cloudy. His hands itched to sell it. Neighbor Hanley had been pestering him for weeks to take it off his hands cheap. On the table lay an envelope from the bank. Red stamp, final notice. Tom opened it, looked at the numbers, folded it back, slid it under the mug. After warming up the engine, he snapped the dashboard panel into place. With a screwdriver, he rolled the odometer back a few tens of thousands. Simple job, everybody in the state did it. Who's it really hurting? His phone buzzed. Caller ID, Lenny. Yeah. Hey Tom, got a guy with some parts. If you need anything, call. What guy? Regular type, gold tooth, likes to say strictly business. I'll let you know. All right. Tom hung up. Outside, a bus wailed. A boy dropped a mitten, didn't pick it up. The neighbor's dog shredded a napkin in the flower bed. Hanley's truck rolled up to the lot, beige parka, mesh cap, golf gloves. Well, Tom, he called through the window, you still selling the Ford? Yup, engine's solid, transmission, elderly but alive, gets you to Lincoln easy. Hanley walked around like a farmer checking a bull. Smoke much? Nope, just the boots got dirty. Bryce. 700. I'll give you 6, gotta meet Linda soon. Tom didn't argue long. If he didn't pay off the loan tomorrow, the interest would jump. They settled on 600, snow tires included. Sign, nod, handshake. Hanley got in, slapped the wheel. The engine coughed, then started on the 3rd try. Well, Tom, guess that's how business runs in this town. Sure thing, Mr. Hanley. In the lot, the snow half melted, half froze. Tom looked at the wad of bills, 300 on top. He tucked them away without counting, shut the garage door. A lump of tire mud stuck to the doormat. Tom didn't notice. Later, he'd remember. It could have all gone differently. Exactly a week later, same gray snow, same tasteless sky. Tom sat behind his counter, spinning a pencil and listening to the radio. The host droned, temperatures dropping to -20, so keep those fingers mittened. Tom wrote numbers in a ledger: loan, bills, insurance. They didn't add up. He kept glancing at the door, no customers on days like this. So when an engine coughed outside, familiar, he straightened. That same Ford Taurus rolled in. Out stepped Mr. Hanley, same beige parka zipped to the throat, holding a plastic bag and a receipt, crumpling the edge. Morning, Tom, though maybe not such a good one. What happened, Mr. Hanley? What happened is your Ford gave up the ghost. Yesterday on the highway near Lincoln, engine locked up, oil black as my ex-wife's coffee. Silence hung between them. Tom nodded, slid his mug aside, eyes on the melting snow prints on the floor. Well, that happens, old engine, you know. Sure happens, except turns out I didn't buy a car, I buried one. You said everything checked out. It did, would have made it to Lincoln for sure. Hanley said nothing. The radio softly played a country ballad. Both men pretended to listen. I ain't a bitter man, Tom, Hanley said finally. I get it, life's expensive, but I always figured you were a man of your word. I am. Then do the word, make it 600 back, huh? Tom froze. His mind ran over bills, the loan. That night he stashed the cash in a shoebox. Listen, Mr. Hanley, he began slowly. I'll make it right, sure, but let me take a look first. Could be nothing, a belt maybe. Yeah, a belt or a valve or the devil knows what. The small thing's honesty, Tom. The words lingered. Hanley set the bag on the counter. Inside, a can of soup and a broken radiator cap. Red label, Homestyle Comfort. Tom opened it, sniffed salt and metal, set it down. Here, keep it, Hanley said, souvenir. He turned and left, leaving the smell of cheap aftershave and cold air. Tom stared at the can, smirked silently, but the smirk didn't reach his eyes. An hour later, he called Lenny. Hey, you mentioned cheap parts, I need some fast. You want clean parts or cash box ones? Ones that work quick. Pause. Got it, listen, Tom, I'll share a contact, don't ask questions. Won't. The line clicked dead. Tom shut the ledger, stepped outside. Snow reflected off the Taurus hood. Back inside, he double-checked the lock, then checked again. Lenny lived on Fremont's south edge in what counted as a modular home, but looked more like a half-finished shack. Inside, hot, smelled of burnt sausage and motor oil. Tom came by after lunch when thick snowflakes drifted from the sky. Lenny met him in a stretched Bud Light shirt, rubbing his hands. Hey there, old man, another miracle of technology. Minor glitch, need a couple parts, no paperwork. Minor sit-down beer. Tom didn't want it but took one anyway. They sat on a blanket-covered couch. The radio hissed a football game. I got a hookup, Lenny said, drumming fingers. Guy runs a warehouse out by the edge, no papers, cheaper. What guy? Marlowe Gold Tooth says strictly business, hard to forget. Just car parts. All sorts, brakes, filters. If the cops knew, he'd be locked up. Lenny's phone buzzed, screen flashed. Where's my $400? He glanced fast, flipped it face down. Who's that? Nobody, later. Fingers drummed faster. I don't need trouble, Lenny, just the parts. Marlowe decides where to stash stuff, might be your place, quiet, safe. At my place, why? Who's got a cleaner garage than you? Be fine, I hate the risk, but times are what they are. Tom wanted to ask what stuff meant but stopped. I'll tell him you're good for it, said Lenny. If a few extra boxes show up, don't freak. Vitamins, basically. Vitamins. Sure, nothing dangerous in this town. Right, Tom muttered. He left as snow blanketed the tracks. Lenny stood in the doorway, arms folded. Marlowe's solid, just keep your mouth shut, buddy. On the way home, Tom lingered at lights too long. Words spun in his head, warehouse, meds, boxes. The radio played some old road song. His account balance read minus $232. Simple job, he told himself, just parts, only a little. Next morning, Tom woke before the alarm. The night had been restless, wind clawing at the shutters. He brewed coffee, poured cereal, didn't touch it. By 9, the stove was glowing in the garage. Coffee mug warming on the heater. He did routine work, invoices, oil change for a neighbor's pickup. At 9:50, another engine growled. A black, dented Chevy Suburban pulled up. Out stepped a man mid-30s, metal gray parka, knit cap, plastic case in hand. Tom Wright, he said, no greeting. From Lenny. Guess so. I'm Marlowe, he grinned, gold tooth flashing, snapped his fingers. Got your brake kit and a few extras, business stuff. He set the case on the bench. Metal click, snap of bubble wrap. Inside, brake rotors, and under them, 3 cardboard boxes stamped supplements. What's this? Not your worry, sit here a few days, I'll pick 'em up, simple. Marlowe popped chewing gum, offered Tom one. No thanks. Warehouse is full, you got space, heat, peace, not like I can ask the cops. Tom wiped his hands. Don't want trouble. Neither do I, just hold 'em. 3 days gone. He snapped fingers. All business. Pulled a paper from the case. Sign this formality. Tom took the pen, started writing, slipped. Marlowe stooped, cleaned the pen on his sleeve, handed it back. Bit nervous, huh? Happens. Tom finished, uneven ink line. Perfect, all clean. If I call, pick up. If not, then I stop by. Smile. The engine roared and shot snow into the doorway. When the noise died, Tom stood staring, boxes stacked neat as bricks, each labeled Welveeta. One lid slightly open, faint chemical sweetness. He shut it, wiped his hands, killed the light. The heater's red glow pulsed faintly in the corner. He called Lenny. They delivered. Don't like it. It's fine, vitamins, cops don't care. Few days all gone. All right. That evening he double-locked the garage, sat at home in silence, listening to the fridge hum. He realized this time the problem had walked in because he'd opened the door. By Thursday it hit -22, the air stood still. Tom crossed the empty lot, leaving deep tracks. He hadn't slept in 2 days, checking locks every hour. Turning on the lights, he saw frost feathering the pickup hood, thin steam over an oil stain. The heater had blown a fuse, the cold bit hard. A distant thud, engine outside, a black pickup with a trailer stopped by the gate. Out stepped Marlowe, short jacket, no hat. Morning mechanic, he said, need a minute. Not the best time, got a customer soon. Won't take long, need to grab something. He stepped inside uninvited, face red from cold, eyes sharp and shiny, tossed his gloves on the bench. Those boxes, he began. What about them? Got delayed, mix up with batches, no big deal, just don't open. He smirked, turned up the useless heater. Listen, I'm not running storage, Tom said stiffly. Had enough. Everyone got their enough. I'd love peace too, but business. Tom turned away, pretending to read paperwork. Behind him, Marlowe said. Lenny said you're tidy, like order. You keep things tidy even, with bodies. Paper slipped from Tom's hand. What bodies? Relax, figure of speech. Silence, then a metallic clink. Tom turned. Marlowe was spinning a wrench, tapping the hood. Nice balance. Put it down, Tom said quietly. Far off, a snowblower roared. Marlowe smirked, set the wrench down, then added. Anyway, payment today, you knew that, right? Payment? What payment? For storage, you thought it was free. Tone sharpened. Tom tried to explain, but Marlowe stepped closer, mocking grin, hand on Tom's shoulder. Don't play dumb, everyone pays Lenny. Tom backed up, fists clenched. He shoved Marlowe, brushing the rack of tools. The wrench slipped, hit the floor. Trying to push me around, Marlowe snarled, snatching it up. It all happened fast. Metallic ring. Cry. Thud. The wrench rolled away. Marlowe's body jerked, caught on an iron hook, then went limp. Tom stared, vapor rising faintly from his collar. He heard only his breath, faint heater crackle, everything else gone. After a while, hands shaking, he called Lenny. Get here now. Engine trouble again. No, a man's. Silence, then got it. Tom hung up, dried blood streaked his palm. The garage smelled of metal and cold. When he opened the door, frost sealed the steam to the floor. Snow kept falling, slow and indifferent. 40 minutes, Tom sat staring at the body. Marlowe lay twisted near the wall, blood crusting dark on the concrete. He kept thinking, maybe this isn't real. Outside, wind rattled the roof sheets. Lenny's truck pulled up, headlights flooding the window. Tom waved him quiet. Lenny whistled when he saw the scene. Holy hell, that Marlowe. Looks like. Well, damn, Tom. I didn't, it was an accident. Sure, they all are. He paced the place, scanning. There's always a plan B, always. He lit a cigarette, smoke curled in the frozen air. Listen, we dumped the body, I got a trailer, still got that old Taurus out back. Yeah. Perfect, load him there, dump him in the quarry, snow'll cover it, no one finds squat till spring. Tom didn't move. You think cops won't come asking? Who said anything about cops? We're our own cleanup crew. They wrapped the body in tarp, soaked through fast, worked silently. Tom didn't look at the face. Snow thickened, headlights smeared into a dull halo. Here's the deal, Lenny said. I'll go first, show the turnoff, then you finish it alone, I can't be seen. Alone. Got another idea. Tom nodded faintly. They shut the trunk, a heavy, dull thump. Engine sputtered, died, smelled of gas. You kidding me, Lenny sighed. Fix your car's mechanic. She always starts. Except when you need plan B. He kicked snow, walked off. Call me if it's done, otherwise forget my number. Headlights vanished in the white curtain. Tom sat alone again, tried the key, click, no crank, battery dead solid. He gripped the wheel, something slid from under the seat, an old invoice. Service, August 2023. He crumpled it, dropped it. Distant lights approached, cruiser beams. Too late, nowhere to run. He stepped out, raised his hands. Two figures neared, slow, no shouting. One flashlight glinted off the tarp. Evening, sir, said a woman officer, calm, almost kind. Everything all right. Tom opened his mouth. Words wouldn't form, just air. She waited 10 seconds, 20, patient. Her partner checked the trunk. Sir, she said again, you need help. Tom nodded slowly, head heavy. There's a man, he croaked. Didn't mean to, accident. She glanced at her partner, he nodded. All right, we'll sort it out. Turn around, please. Cold metal clamped his wrists, the click louder than it should have been. She checked her watch, 11:47 p.m. Thursday. Name? Tom Thomas Manning. All right, Mr. Manning, this way. As they guided him to the car, he saw snow settling gently on the bumper, on his boots, on the blood that was already freezing. 3 months later. Snow gone, grass showing muddy stubble. Fremont returned to routine, detergent discounts on Saturdays, Baptist service Sundays. People talked Cornhuskers and taxes. The garage case came up rarely, never in detail. Officially, accidental death during negligent self-defense. Investigator Miss Sharp, sturdy woman with a tight ponytail and a habitual pause, filed it under 347B. Now it's just a gray folder with a coffee stain. Spine reads, Manning Thomas R. Status, closed. Inside, garage photos, 3 printed texts from Lenny's phone, medical report, chest puncture, blunt trauma, death instantaneous. All neat, emotionless as it should be. Lenny was nabbed in Iowa a week later, arguing with a motel clerk about parking, charged with evidence tampering and illegal trade. Marlowe listed as no fixed address. His mother from Sioux City mailed the sheriff asking for his gold chain back. The letter went into the same folder. Tom sat in Madison County Jail, fixing coffee makers, talking to no one. The spring came. The prosecutor's clerk, Miss Ellie, flipped through archives. She pulled folder 347B, brushed the dust, straightened its edges, fingers smelling faintly of paper. This the mechanic guy, right? She asked. Looks like, said the deputy, eyes on his desk. She stamped the cover, closed. The ink smudged across the O. The folder slid back on the shelf between Lottery Ticket Dispute and Diner Fire Highway 30. No one said it was over. In Fremont, people just shifted things around, making space for new ones. Somewhere in the basement, the air conditioner dripped on folder 347B. Nobody noticed. The stain spread slowly, darkening the paper just a shade more. Epitaph. $300, 2 bodies. Folder 347B.